being possibly a little bit too aggressive, but they've finished strongly. They've finished with some real class today, so we look forward to seeing them roll out next time.
And there's no hanging around. We're lining up now for the 5th and 6th playoff. It's going to be the Philippines against Sri Lanka here in the first leg of the 2019 Asia Rugby 7 Series. And these two teams be a good matchup again. We're short of that earlier on today. The Philippines. Let's have a look at the Volcanoes there. Tim Bohini gets a start. We've seen their big, powerful players. They're all big, they're all strong. And the playmaker, Luke Smith, looking to work players like Fogarty into some space. And on the Sri Lankan side, well, they started to pick their act up in their final game in the semi-final against Chinese Taipei. They won 42-0. Guys like Surya Bandera, Kevin Dixon, and Dikambura also scored a couple of good tries. He's starting off the bench here. And it'll be good to see them build some momentum in the series as well. A little bit disappointing yesterday, especially against Japan towards the end of the day. Nori Hashimoto from Japan is our referee. Philippines, well, they were knocked out earlier today. Well, they won their semi-final against UAE 21-19. They beat Chinese Taipei this morning in their final pool play, 42-7. They were beaten yesterday, Hong Kong 20 points to 5, and they were beat by South Korea 33-19. But here they are in the 5th and 6th playoff. Going straight for the gap, there's Rodriguez. Scored some good tries in this tournament. Luke Smith gets himself into the game. Nick Robertson looks for Bohini on the inside. And it's a good tackle coming in. Getting low was Danshadan. Keeping hold of possession. Luke Smith teams up with Fogarty to try and get on the outside of the green shirts. They can't do so yet. Defence is good so far. Tim Berry trying to make something happen. Nick Robertson goes to ground, and they're content just to throw it across the goal face 4 or 5 times. Luke Smith. Defence seems pretty well organised so far. Here's Bohini. They do try and put into the space. Nick Robertson tidies up. Bohini's there to take the return pass. He needs support, and it's just bounced off the knee of Rodriguez. Maybe just coming into that one a little bit blind. Got a nasty bounce. So at the end of all that, it's a turnover.
Yeah, good patience by the Philippines. The Volcanoes playing it in their own quarter before they moved it back and found some space out wide. Bohini, he just plays a simple game, doesn't he? But he plays it very well. Sri Lanka now have to play out of their own quarter. Let's see what the Volcanoes have got in terms of aggressive defence.
Crouch. 5. Set.
Fairly solid scrum there from Sri Lanka.
Get away.
Jason. Tackles come flying in from Fogarty. Berry. They maintain possession. Sri Lanka trying to work it to some speed. There we go, we found some speed. Gets his ankles clipped. Reza was away. Oh, big tackle from Bohini. Janidu Dilshan.
Well, it's a risky run with the Sri Lankan side, the Tuskers. They fly like the wind when they go.
Just stretching them again. It's a ankle tap to slow them down. Just hanging on here, the Volcanoes. Yeah, there's an unfortunate Yeah, around the neck. I mean, he was about a foot off the ground. It's hard work. It's hard, but that's the law. Kevin Dixon there in a scrap on the ground off his foot. So they almost broke out, didn't they? A couple of chances, and then the Philippines just clipping the ankles, just staying in the fight there.
Now the Volcanoes just need to be cool here. Try and conserve some energy. More importantly, they need to just keep that defensive shape because it's working for them at the moment. They're managing to just constrain Sri Lanka, and that could cause some frustration. You know, they're a confident side, as you said earlier in the tournament, Booze. They've got some threats, don't they? They're not a physical team, but they're almost invisible in terms of their pace. They just disappear.
Five. Set.
So right on halfway, and the Philippines really, they've gone around the 90, says Hashimoto. Very hard to keep those straight when you're applying the pressure. Again, that's the rules though, and so they'll have a free kick on the dot. 3 minutes left in this first half.
Go ahead.
This is Surya Bandera, the playmaker. Gives it to Dinup. Here goes Dayan. Some real width. Really trying to stretch this Philippines defence, are they? They think they've got him on the outside, and look, they have. He scoots inside the last tackle, and Surya Bandera, he's a wily character, and you sense that's what they were trying to do. They feel like they've got the heat on the Volcanoes out wide. They've been really testing them, and finally they break through. And we're underway here, this 5th and 6th playoff.
Well, good on Sri Lanka here. They're playing to their strengths. They haven't fallen off too many tackles like that, the Philippines. They've been working hard. This is to be expected. You're not going to win a game like this by zilching another team too often. This is a nice, tight matchup between Sri Lanka and the Philippines. And anything that Sri Lanka can do on the outside, the Philippines can do straight up the middle.
What the Philippines need here is a brass band.
Oh, they do need a band.
They're being outperformed on the
And we've all
terraces.
seen Filipino bands. We know they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're good. Great covers.
Good
Good restart from Sri Lanka. They put that on the money. Buheni now gets the big legs pumping. Scooting in is Luke Smith. Takes it another couple.
It's going to be working a wee bit harder here.
Tommy
The
Gilbert.
Volcanoes for each other.
Here goes Nick Robertson.
For advantage.
Back to Fogarty. Advantage being played. Luke Smith. There's a nice run from Tim Berry. Good line. Buheni gets it back on the return. Again, he breaks the line. He needs to find his runner. Berry's there. Smith's there. Smith's got one in front. Tries to beat him with some footwork. Can't. Somehow it pops out off the ground there. Goodness knows how. Trickery. And there's no one at home, so Bandara just bangs it down.
Oh, no.
They need the bounce there.
Oh, great work
Good work from Robertson.
from the Paniki player. Oh,
Here we go on the hooter. Could this be a critical moment? I think it was Rodriguez going to ground there. He saved the day for the Philippines. And can they go coast to coast now? They come back. The green line is all over the shop.
oh, Tommy Gilbert.
Straight through. He goes. Tommy Gilbert, one to beat. He gets on the outside. He's got to find Nick Robertson in support outside him.
He's off the front. He's off his feet.
Berry to Buheni. Someone's
Well,
got to take it forward.
They must go in.
Luke Smith, Rodriguez, out to big Rob Fogarty, and he bangs off the left foot. And they have finished with an equaliser. They
Oh, that would
needed
have hurt. That would have hurt a lot, to be honest. And Rob Fogarty doesn't look like he enjoyed that too much, but he's just pulled back Sri Lanka from bolting away. A dangerous sort of, it looked like a nothing kick, didn't it, down the middle of the field.
Yeah, it's over.
And then ultimately, they managed to bring it all the way back
How about your kicking time?
And Sri Lanka, well, they're showing some fatigue as well. Fogarty in for 5. Conversion attempt to come. Smith, the youngster, lines it up, lets it go, pulls the trigger, tick up 2. She's all drawn up at half time in this game between the Philippines Volcanoes and the Sri Lankan Tuskers. Oh, what a game. 7-all.
Thank you.
Well, the lights are on. And of course,
Like a sprint training this.
the social media is waiting for your assessment on all games. Join us on Facebook at asia.rugby. Like our friends in the screen right now are feverishly getting ready to perhaps take some pictures for the Instagram account. Join us there as well. Follow us
Yeah,
at
it's
Asia
okay.
Rugby Live.
I can learn
And
more.
then for people who are able to string 140 words together, try Twitter at Asia Rugby is the handle. Look forward to your responses from right around the world.
140 words, is it?
I think they've increased it these days, but I don't know why. Well, was it 140 characters?
Yeah. It's 280 now. Donald Trump needed 280.
I can do 1,000 with a picture.
I think we'd prefer not to see your pictures. I'll go to Instagram if I want to see those. So what do we got here? It's all tied up at half time. Is it a doozy or a ding dong?
Well, it is tied up. I think we're in for it. We're in for one of those classics. I'm sort of seeing an old school heavyweight fight, black and white film. 2 men slugging it. Slugfest. Boozer, that's what I'm saying. A slugfest.
So not a doozy, not a ding dong, not a humdinger, a slugfest.
That's right.
Okay. Well, they seem fairly reasonably evenly matched at this stage. Two very different styles of play. This being game 36 today. 4 games remaining after this. Plenty of action here to come from leg 1 of the 2019 Asia Rugby 7 series. After this, it'll be the women's 3rd and 4th playoff between Hong Kong and Kazakhstan. It'll be the men's 3rd and 4th playoff
Okay, sure.
between Korea and China. And the women's final between Japan and China. The men's final between Japan and Hong Kong. So 4 big playoffs coming up.
Set.
Taking us through, right through to about 7 p.m. local time here in Korea. The lights are on. And here come the Philippines. This is Rudder. We've liked the look of this guy, Jerome Rudder. He's on after the break. Rodriguez swings out to Smith and he's looking to set someone away. A good run at the break there, Tommy Gilbert. Rodriguez has to go in and left it a bit late there. Janidu Dilshan was over the top of the ball there.
Well, the intensity's right with the Volcanoes, isn't it? Strong off the start. They need to keep, well, 1, the ball, but 2, Sri Lanka as far away from the line as they possibly can.
Crouch. It's okay.
Will they have a dart at them here?
No, you go this way.
I think they will, Booze.
Going early. Going to get penalised, aren't they? Yeah.
Too much.
Just trying to go too early. Look out here, Suraka Dikambura. He scored a brilliant try earlier on and he
Looks
sets
like
off
trouble.
Sets off Janidu Dilshan, and Philippines just guilty there of really telegraphing their intentions by going early into that scrum, and then that's the worst time to be penalised with a free kick, because you've got 4 players within the 10 metres. It's really hard to get back. It's the worst time as a defensive side to be penalised or pinged, and capitalising on that. How about that from Dikumbura? Took in 2 players out the back of the hand. That's quality. He's tired.
Well, I'm tired too. I've just been talking about it.
Yeah, I might try and get subbed off the commentary desk. Raise my hand. The kick was good, so it's 14 points to 7 now. Pressure goes back on the Philippines with 4 minutes remaining. There goes Rudder. He's all arms and legs, isn't he? Look at the leg drive. Mini Artie Severe.
It's exactly what they need, the Philippines. They don't need them playing sweeper there on defence.
Green line comes up, a bit of a dog leg. Rodriguez to Rudder. Rudder's going to have a go here. Takes on Kevin Dixon, who takes him high, so they've got the advantage. Free ball, which doesn't usually mean a lot at sevens. Advantage over already. Tim Berry holds it up, pops it back to Smith, and the green line is really arcing up, and they've left a big yawning gap there, and there's one to beat. Taken on the outside is Evan Spargo.
What a good tackle.
Berry comes in and onto his feet, Sri Lanka, and that's beautifully done by Sudha Bandetta. The talent of this old hand.
Well, that could be the winning of the game for me. That was an outstanding piece of defence. Big man, little man. He's come in. I'm afraid Tommy Gilbert's made an absolute meal of this.
That's Spargo.
Well, Spargo, is it?
Wang. Going Wang.
Surya Bandetta, brilliant work. He's going to be hooked. No, he's not. Two and a half minutes then. Crucial turnover. That would have levelled things up. Punching that well into the stand.
It could still be on for a draw.
So there. Yeah, good.
Here comes Sri Lanka. One more try here could seal the deal for them. 5th spot. Again, we see them just trying to get it wide. They really sense they've got it on the outside here over the Philippines. Who, surely that was out. There's a leg across touch there. Hashimoto says play on. So this is a good opportunity for the Philippines here. Maybe fortuitous. Smith breaks through. Little bobble on the floor, gets away with it. Berry straightens. Fogarty. And they've busted them open. Smith has to try and get himself closer to the post here. And he has been marshalled out. He's about on the 15-metre mark, so this is a critical kick coming up. League points at stake here. He looks tired himself. He's gassed at the end of this 5th game here. He appeals to the coach, and it was as simple as that. Just back on the inside. That's where the defence can get lazy, and you can see the panting faces of the Sri Lankans, and Smith himself looking absolutely toasted. Now this is a big kick for Smith. He's got to find some gas in those legs.
Oh, you beauty!
He nailed it. And that can't have been easy with the thighs burning like that.
I bet he wants to stay on there.
14 all here, ladies and gentlemen. Hold the phones. 7 points to Smith, and the Volcanoes giving themselves a shot here. We'll go to extra time if we can't resolve this in normal time. That's a beauty down the middle from Smith, but Sri Lanka's managed to win it back, and now there's a broken defensive line. Here they come. They've rounded out to the speed man. It's Reza. Reza's got real gas, and Reza on the hooter breaks them open. And that is class from Sri Lanka. Absolutely terrific finish to this 5th and 6th playoff.
Oh, bang your drum, Sri Lanka. You deserve to. Look, I think we're going to see little set twos like this all the way to Colombo, I'm afraid. I reckon these two outfits are going to be after each other the whole way.
There we go. They just got it out quickly the whole game. They try to move it to the wings, and Smith, here he comes, and he's absolutely chugging in the big ones. He couldn't put the brakes on, and the fleet-footed Reza
Good one, huh? That was a good one. Yeah.
has skinned him there. And well, it's hard to be critical of Smith here. Just run the half the length of the field to score a try to bring them close. And there it is, Sri Lanka 21, the Philippines 14. Sri Lanka take the 5th place spoils, and the Philippines, they finish up 6th here. And they both have their campaigns underway here in 2019.